So it's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment. Today we got a little bit of a special one for you. It's the R640. This just came off the truck yesterday morning, so here we are going to be doing a little bit of a review about what the 640 is and then what's changed over the previous 630. So stick with us, we'll jump right into it. Starting out front on this 640, you'll see we have left the quick attach off. It is actually a brand new quick attach over the previous one. So if you have a previous model, it's not going to, the implements are still going to attach, but the actual quick attach has changed. So just be aware of that. After that, you'll see what a 640 is obviously a wheel loader. So they've changed the boom on this, brand new boom on it. It's delta shaped. Again, it's supposed to really help with the visibility whenever you're trying to attach your attachments out front. After that, it's going to increase that visibility, and you'll see that it starts really narrow at the top and kind of widens out a little bit. It's really going to help with those side loads. So again, with this machine, with the Nokian tires, kind of going to be going for usually a snow contract, something like that. You're going to have that big snow pusher out front, really pushing. So if you kind of catch something cockeyed or on the side, it's really going to help with that. You could still brake it, no doubt about it, but it's really going to help with those side loads. So yeah, so that's kind of the conversation out front here, what you're going to see. Now we're going to move back to the cab. So no talking about this cab out here. It's fantastic. You know, it's been nicely updated. Everything's big and easy to grab. Everything's easy to see, you know, starting with your LED lights. You know, we preach on this quite often in our videos about how Kubota still has halogen lights on a lot of things. Well, this one, whenever they update it, comes standard now with LED, whether it's your work lights or your headlights, which is fantastic. And, you know, we're always talking about the seats too. You know, this one has a luxurious seat to it. You're going to be quite comfortable in it. You know, you can see, you can bounce around on it. It's not going to leave you hanging. You're going to be quite comfortable if you're using it. As you should be in a machine like this. You're going to be in it for 8 hours, so you want to be quite comfortable. You know, moving on from just that is your actual comfort sitting here. You know, they've increased the size of this cab. You're going to have lots of foot space, the nice big pedals. You're not going to be jammed up in here. Again, with your legs and feet, you're going to be quite comfortable and easy to get everything where you want. And speaking of that, you're going to have visibility. Lots of glass in this cab. You'll see that the doors are straight down glass, lots out front, pretty well to the bottom. You got about 90%, and then a little bit of the heater and air conditioning. And speaking of the heater and air, it's going to freeze you out or cook you out depending on the time of year. You're going to really enjoy that aspect of it. And all the controls are now on the right hand side, so everything's been moved over there. Everything's at you know, within reach at your fingertips, which is a bonus. You're not moving much around. Everything's either right on the joystick for your loader controls, moving forward and reverse, or right at your elbow. There's all your controls right there. So the key takeaways on this cab: very comfortable, lots of room, very luxurious, lots of visibility, and lots of light coming from those new LEDs. So that's kind of the end of the talking about the cab. Let's jump to the back and talk about that engine. So now we're moving on to the back of this machine. You'll see that it has a Kubota engine in it. You know, it's 64 horsepower. I think the gross net on that is 61. After that, you know, the transmission got the 2-speed transmission. Thing to know about this machine, still hasn't really picked up speed. You know, it's 1 or 2 kilometers quicker than what it used to be. Not enough. The competition's still about 10 kilometers quicker, whether, you know, we get compared quite often to the John Deeres and the Wacker Newsons, still quite a bit slower than what you're going to see on them. So again, you're like, oh, you know, I'm not really looking for speed. Well, we sell a lot of these for snow removal, so it is important. You know, time is money whenever you're doing snow removal, you know, going from driveway A to B or from parking lot or through town, you want that speed. So be mindful of that if you're looking at just snow removal, it is going to be slower than the competition. So yeah, and then you'll see this nice piece of wood sticking back here. You're like, oh, does it come with it? It can be yours. Again, it's just on there for transportation purposes. So, you know, these come out of a factory in Germany, get 3 or 4 put in a container and shipped right to the dealer. And as mentioned before, this just came off the container there yesterday, and that's why you'll see that on there. So yeah, so now let's talk a little bit about what has changed from the 30 series to the 40 series. So what are the key differences from the 630 to the 640? Start off with, it's a lot heavier. It's about 900 pounds heavier. And really big deal whenever you're pushing snow and doing loader work. So it's really important to have that extra weight. Kind of gives you more abilities that way. So whenever you're talking about what's new is also that loader out front. You know, it's got that new delta shape to it, which means it's kind of cantilevered. So it's really going to help with those stress loads on the side whenever you're doing some loader work. And then after that, you know, you're going to move back to that cab. Brand spanking new, all redesigned, lots more glass, lots more space in there. Again, all your, as mentioned before, all your switches and everything has been moved over to the right side, nice and big, easy to read. One takeaway from the machine, one is they took away the attachment mode on it. Again, it was kind of underutilized, so not going to be missed too much, but if you were used to using that screen before, that mode before, it has now been taken away. So and then after that, it has gotten longer. It is 12 inches longer, so be mindful of that. You know, 12 inches doesn't really matter too much, but it is if you're going to be working in and around foundation work or possibly transporting it. You may need a bigger float now. And speaking of new, whenever things are new, they're usually redesigned and better. Usually the price goes up, and in this case it has. So be mindful of that whenever you're stopping in at your local dealer and seeing what your old 630's worth on trade, as these ones are now up in price. So yes, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them down below, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.